Let's talk about deal breakers. There are many things that can break a deal, but let's talk about three of them specifically. The first one is repairs to the structure. The buyer will have a inspection done, and the repairs that they feel are necessary to make the deal worth it will be presented to the seller. The buyer and seller negotiate these repairs and come up with a mutual agreement. If a mutual agreement cannot be reached, then the deal falls apart. The second one is underwriting. When the buyer goes to get a loan, their paperwork and their qualifications, all their stuff is submitted to an underwriter, and they review it to make sure it meets the guidelines for this particular loan. If the buyer cannot meet the qualifications for this loan, they can either shop for a different type of loan, which might be something that they can work out and they can qualify for and save the deal. But if the underwriter says, no, we will not loan the money, then the deal is over unless the buyer has cash to buy. The third one is the appraisal, and this is where a lot of times it becomes a big issue. If the house appraises for less than what the seller wants, the buyer and the seller have to come to a mutual agreement again. And this mutual agreement could be the appraisal price, or it could be something above the appraisal price. So they get together and work it out. One problem is if the seller absolutely demands more than the appraisal, the buyer may not have the extra money to cover that cost. If the seller says, I want $5,000 above appraisal, and the buyer does not have $5,000 extra cash to put into the deal, then the deal falls apart.